How do you master the urgency to overtrade? You know, by the time you really start overtrading, you really have a plan. You know intellectually that you need to be able to follow that plan, that process, and that process is going to lead you to guess what? It's going to lead you to an edge that extracts more capital out of the markets than you give back in. But when you're in that thrill, that big moment where the money's there, you feel it, you can feel all that stuff, man, we could really make some money here. Suddenly, all that stuff starts going by the wayside. And before you know it, that mind, that rational mind that says, yes, I need to follow a process, I need to follow my rules, and I'll be okay. Suddenly, that's jump-started. It's overpowered by something. And that something is your primitive brain. That mammalian brain that has been around for 120 million years, it's been human for 6 to 8 million years. It just so happens that's a very competitive mind. It had to be. In truth, in evolution, it's a competition for survival. And it's the who can adapt the best that actually wins. It's not the strongest, the bravest. It's the most adaptive. So what happens is over a long period of time, we developed a competitive spirit, we humans did, that we came to believe that we could win against all odds. And we had to, because we needed to believe in that deception, because it was a very dangerous world. But here we are. The thing is, we developed this belief, this inherent instinct within us that we're going to win, because losing is really unthinkable. It's death. So you can understand this competition growing in us. We grew up competitive with big animals, saber-toothed tigers, big bears, ones that ate us. So to be in that competition for survival, finally, that competition allows us to win. It's wired in to permanent part of our human being. That's who we are. We bring that competitiveness into this new world. Now, that old world was dangerous, and we needed that we needed that bias of winning against all odds. But when we became modern humans, that bias really became the gambling instinct. And ultimately, what happens with us when we go and start overtrading, it starts out, we know our plan, we know the need we're supposed to take to it, but we don't acknowledge this ancient brain that's driving our survival instincts. So we get in, and at first, what happens? The alpha, the one who really led the charge of competition, sits there and opens up, and he gets his charts up, and he starts looking, he starts waiting, and he's built to make things happen. He's built to win. Yeah. And he has a goal of making money. That's going in there. That's just part of the game. And by getting all that, he has the stature, he has the being that allows him to be alpha. He wants to be that winner. Then you're trading. Let's just say this. Here's kind of a view of it. Here's an alpha. He sets up. He's gone through his routine. He's ready to trade. He's got his mind right in the whole 9 yards. Then he gets in, and let's just say for a moment, one comes up pretty fast. It's a good setup. He goes in, executes well, wins good. The juices start flowing. Oh, man. Then the next one, he's waiting for another opportunity. But this time, the trading gods are not so generous. He's having to develop patience. It's longer and longer. He waits more and more. He starts getting bored. He's used to making things happen. That alpha in the business world, that making things happen, that's where his power was. He made things happen. He was in control. He was control over outcome. Now he's sitting there, and he's got this, understand, he's got 120 million years worth of programming, and as a human being, he's got a 68 million years of programming. So he's sitting there, and he's waiting, gets a little bored, a little antsy, and he starts doing some email. He starts looking around, and then he says, I'm just going to go check this other market. And he opens that market, and suddenly he sees something. That bias is telling him there's opportunity there, and he jumps in. Is it in his plan? No. But the thing is that need to to be competitive, that need to be winning, that need to be pursuing your goal is there, and it takes over. And before he knows it, he's out of line, he's overtraded, and then the trade goes against him. Then the fear of death kicks in, because I understand, to the primitive brain, taking a loss to it means death. It means the saber-toothed tiger is sinking his fangs in you. So all of a sudden, he's going to fight to the very last moment. He's going to win. He's going to pull this out. And remember, in there also is this belief that he's going to win against all odds. Okay? And occasionally it comes true. All the gambling establishments depend on that. Only occasionally, though. So he gets in and he has hope against hope, and before he knows it, boom, he's blown up, not just an account, he's blown up some serious net worth. Friends, that's what happens to an alpha when that competitive spirit, and understand that competitive spirit was really good for him and our species. It allowed us to survive under dismal odds. And yet here it is now. The very success model that the alpha has learned, that has produced business success, suddenly that very success model is now producing failure. It's producing losses because the rules of success in trading are radically different than the rules of success in the everyday business world. Suddenly, what happens is that instead of being, hey, I'm going to seize the day, I'm going to make things happen. No, you don't do that in trading. You wait patiently to see what the markets will give you. And this is the underlying belly of danger for the alpha, is he doesn't want to wait. He wants control over outcome now. He wants to be able to achieve that goal now, not later. He's already down the line. So there's a huge transition, reshaping of the mind that has to occur from this creature, this brain that we brought from many millions of years ago, very competitive, had to be, and wants to win because if you're not winning, you're losing. If you're losing, you're dying. And if you're winning, you are propagating yourself into the future. High reasons to become alpha, to win, and to move on. Yet, in the business world, that works. In the trading world, it doesn't. In fact, you're not seeking to win in trading. You are seeking to establish an edge, produce a mind that will perform that edge as a process so that you're extracting more capital out of the markets than you're putting back in. Winning is not taking the money. Winning is simply landing on the right side of probability. Losing is only landing on the wrong side of probability. It's not life and death anymore. It's about probability. So you're going from that competitive world to that probability world. The rules change. You don't control outcome. What you control is the mind that you bring into the moment of performance. That is what manages the mind that trades. And it has to be rooted in discipline, maintaining order, patience, waiting to see what the markets will give you, and impartiality, thinking clearly, not getting a head full of money. Okay, that is what produces victory in trading. And ultimately, the alpha, the one who overtrades, is going to have to reshape evolutionary history in addition to whatever happened in his family of origin that took that competitive spirit and grew it so that it produced victory, it produced a sense of a worth and stuff like that. Because ultimately, you're going to have to detach your worth, the meaning that you ascribe yourself to, from your performances. You're going to have to find that worth in your being, not in your performances. Then your performances are much more manageable. Friends, this can be taught. Come and learn. Come and learn of how you go from this mind that you brought to trading that will not produce success in trading. Not because it's a bad mind. No, it did its job before you got to trading. Trading has a different set of rules. But come and learn how you reshape that mind for the challenges of trading so that you can become consistently profitable. so that you move from winning and losing to performing. It can be done. Come and learn. Come and learn, friends. Visit the YouTubes. Visit my website. Kick around, look at the free articles, the free videos, all that stuff. And then start really looking and saying, you know something, let me take a look at this course. Let me take a look at his book. And deepen this thing and start understanding that we're emotional beings. And until you learn not to run from emotion, but from say, I need to figure out how to use emotions to build the mind that I bring into the moment of performance. That, friends, and when you start really becoming the trader you could be. Come and learn, friends. Come and learn.